A surge of press interest for Federica Mogherini, the Italian face of the EU abroad, as agreed by member states a month ago, but presenting herself here for ratification by MEPs. Many had issues with her previous ties to Russia and only brief time in office as Italian foreign minister. There was no mistaking the scale of her workload.
We need to think big and to do it together, taking care of our part of the world. Not only the neighborhood, but also the neighbors of our neighbors.
Starting with Ukraine and working outwards, eastwards and southwards to the world's trouble spots.
Think of terrorism. Think of security and defense. We need to develop more and more a common framework for common action to stop ISIL, which is not a state, not Islam, but a major global threat. In the Middle East, in particular, the EU has been an effective payer, needs to become an effective player.
MEPs wanted more details on specific approaches, particularly with Russia.
Wildlife experts say that if you're confronted by a bear, you can choose between standing close to others in your group or alternatively speaking softly and reassuringly, gently retreating backwards. If you confront a Russian bear, Ms. Mogherini, which tactic would you use?
I would say that we need a mix of assertiveness and diplomacy. The balance would also depend on the reaction of the bear.
Diplomacy does not work. We don't want the military confrontation. Ceasefire is not existing. Aggression continues. So how do you intend to prepare us for the worst case scenario?
I think that we have to work day by day by day with President Poroshenko to try and make his own efforts of dialogue and diplomacy work.
Estonia knows plenty about threats from neighbours. It was the victim in 2007 of a concerted cyber attack blamed on Moscow that widely affected government and commerce. For Andrus Ansip, former Prime Minister, now designate for Digital Single Market, building cyber defences is a key task.
Globally, cyber attacks have jumped this year by an estimated 48% compared with 2013.
He went on to outline an ambitious programme stretching through commerce and government to bring Europe fully into the digital age.
With digitalising the wide area of public services, we are only limited by our imagination.
What national measures do you think do you consider successful, and how could you foresee bringing them to the EU level?
For example, e-invoice. It is, not just it was, a real success story. We have to support sharing of those best practices.
But let's put some brakes on the process, argued one MEP from the left.
Nous ne croyons pas aux seules vertus du marché pour régler tous les problèmes. Nous savons que le numérique est un atout, mais qu'il n'est pas sans danger.
As a liberal, of course, I believe in markets, but I don't think market is able to solve all the problems. We have to do this.
So, from both Commission hopefuls, a plea for more unity from Member States to give Europe a bigger, more fitting place in the world.